I want to talk a little bit about the modular. You've got a model here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what this is?
Well, this is what we call our micropad, and this is our contribution to the quest to find a solution for housing for the homeless or supportive housing, entry-level rental housing in the city. This is a 160 square foot apartment that's fully self-contained. Strictly speaking, it's actually a residential hotel room and not a dwelling unit, which allows us to build it as small as it is. It's 160 square feet, fully self-contained, bathroom, shower, toilet, food preparation area, armoire, desk, bed, and gear wall, bench. It is a fully functioning, completely furnished 160 square foot apartment, which we think could be built on a massive scale to provide permanent supportive housing for the homeless. It could also be housing for workers. It could be student housing. It could basically solve the problem of housing for a single person in the city in a way that's much cheaper and I like to think better than a conventionally built apartment.
Well, and one of the things is it's high quality, just like this building is, but you also have a couple different flavors, right?
Right. We are introducing now what we call our city spaces, and those are 3 kinds of apartments that we think address about 95% of all households in the city. The first city space is our micropad, which is 160 square foot studio. The second city space is what we call our duo, which is a 450 square foot 2-bedroom apartment, which we have right here. And the third city space is what we call the suite, which is a 4-bedroom, 625 square foot apartment. And all of those can be built modular. All of those can be built up to 7 or 8 stories, and all of them can be built in a period of less than 6 months, start to finish.
That's incredible. And now they come along prefabbed, and they can actually come on a container ship, right?
Yes, they are not containers. They're built brand new, but they have the same kind of connections and steel walls that a shipping container has. And the key to their success, I think, is they can fit on our intermodal transportation system without any modification. They can go on any ship, any train, any truck that's existing today without major mobilization issues, special escort cars and other things. So they're an easy thing to take to a job site and build anywhere. And the smallness of them allows us to be much more nimble in locating prefab projects and in transporting large numbers of them at any given time. We've concluded that we could bring over and build 10,000 of these studios in 1 year if we had the sites and the permits here in San Francisco. The productive capacity of using standardized units and steel modular parts is mind-boggling.
Well, and one of the things, it is steel, it's reinforced, and that allows you to meet things like earthquake codes and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, these meet or exceed all of the international building code standards. And in fact, the soundproofing alone is probably 50% better than that which you'd find in a luxury condominium here in San Francisco. Each unit has steel unibody construction that keeps all noise, all water, all pests inside the unit itself. So it's a remarkably strong and permanent way to provide a lot of housing, and especially housing for people that will seek hard use, such as housing for the recently homeless.
Well, and it also is very flexible in terms of where you put it. You've talked about using air rights above parking lots and other land, right?
Oh, exactly, yes. Our pitch to San Francisco was to allow us to build this over existing parking lots we'd have to utilize the lot for, say, 6 months. We'd build a post-tension slab over their parking, put our housing on top of that slab, and give them back their parking. So for 6 months of inconvenience, we could provide thousands of units of housing to the city of San Francisco on existing underutilized properties.
From a cost basis, what are we looking at in terms of a per square foot? Is it cheaper than on a per square foot basis, or just the fact that you have smaller space, it's cheaper?
It's both of those. On a square foot basis, it's a little bit higher, more expensive, because we have a lot of plumbing, wiring, and a kitchen in a tiny amount of space. But compared to conventionally built urban construction, it's about 30% less, and we can build it for 40% less time. So the savings are significant.
That's huge. Now, one of the challenges always in a development project is the permit process, and that's the EIR and that sort of thing. How is that with these modules?
It's the same either way. The permit process is indifferent to the means of which you're going to build a building. So it's the same. Now, one area that is considerably faster, though, is that the state Housing and Community Development Department is actually the entity responsible for inspecting these, and they have a 2-week turnaround time on plans versus a 6-month to a year turnaround time for the San Francisco Building Department or another jurisdiction. And once this unit is adopted widely in the state, then the approvals for it will be automatic for building, because it'll be the same. It'll essentially be the same unit.
And one of the other things, although it is built in China, because that's where the resources, the facilities are to do that sort of thing, and it comes pre-equipped with appliances and so forth, there still is a lot of local labor needed, right?
Yeah, all of the appliances in here are American appliances, GE, Kohler, and so forth. And the labor that is involved in assembling one of these projects is about twice, or the amount you spend on site is twice what we spend for the modules in the factory. So there's a large amount of labor on site. The skin of the building has to be built, the roof, the foundation, the utilities have to be brought in, the ground floor, the elevator core, hallways. So there's still a lot of work to be done locally.
Well, excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing some of these in real life. So,
okay.
Patrick, thank you for
Thank
your
you.
time.